Is it top? Yeah, top 2 from each region. Man, this is the thing we should know.
It's top 2 from each region. Yeah. So one more player. Zuppy still can make it, but Panda and Gahtzu are gonna fight to see who gets to fight Zuppy. So it could be any of these, but I mean, Zuppy was looking super good there, even with it not going to game 5, but looked so solid still. But we all saw Panda versus B-Bats, and B-Bats is super good, and Panda made him look silly. So I'm really excited to see that one.
Yeah, I think Panda might even be the favorite versus Gahtzu. I mean, I'd love to see kind of the head-to-head. I haven't actually done that. Like, what even is going on with the head-to-head Panda stats even? I mean, I'm going to go...
Oh, wait, yeah. I check PG stats all the time before commentary blocks to double-check things. Who knows what's happening with that? Doesn't know we live in a cool future right now. I guess Liquipedia.
Yeah, well, there's also the smashdata.gg, if that's still updating, which it looks like it is. So
it does, but I thought they only had like certain players in that. I didn't think it was just like
these guys though.
Okay.
So 12 to 15 with Gahtzu leading. So Panda is 12. But more recently, it looks like
Panda. But still close then.
Yeah, but like, yeah, decent amount of sets on both sides. Yeah, Smash Data is the same database as PG Stats. That's what I thought.
Okay.
But yeah, so should be interesting. While we have some downtime, I can kind of finish my thought earlier about unless there is no downtime. There's no downtime, guys. It's a lie. All right. We're getting started. And Gahtzu's getting started too with a quick stock.
I was just told my mic is peaking, and I thought it was fine, so I'll sit a little bit further away from this. I even turned the gain down earlier.
Oh, what a beautiful down tilt. Extending with forwarder.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay. Forwarder is honestly like just a really cool move. The more I like think and reflect on it, it's one of these moves that like it somehow feels like the perfect like niche tool, you know?
I like that Fox has one aerial that when it's used, you can tell it was used really well compared to all the other ones where it's just like, I don't know, I accidentally got a combo sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, you really hit me with like a mix, or you hit me with something really unique.
Yeah, no, they're definitely, this is something that Chef Rockman has talked a lot about after kind of playing more Fox, is that there's so many situations where you can kind of just like run at them, do a full hop back air, run at them, do a nair, like, and just suddenly be like in a decent spot. But yeah, forwarder, there's something about it that just kind of like, it has this like horizontal range that's like kind of unique to it, and then it's like sort of good at extending certain punishes. In Fox's case, it's like up smashes. Ooh, not the worst trade actually, in terms of percent.
Yeah, and not to say that Fox is comboing someone on accident, but it's just like, oh, this is the multi-purpose tool. This is the Swiss Army knife, and Fair might be more of the X-Acto knife of like, it's only got a couple uses, but it's really good at those.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's definitely a very good move. I'm surprised at how close this has been. I feel like we are sort of seeing a pendulum swing and then swing back and then swing and then swing back, rather than seeing one person really run away with it. Part of that's, I guess, like the nature of the matchup. You know, it's pretty easy to get like just a huge, juicy punish.
Yep. Well, and just with these two players, they've played each other so often. Like you said, there's nearly 30 sets between the two. Ooh, I love that Waveland on Bear.
Oh, okay. That was very clean. Yeah.
I thought Panda was gonna accidentally lose that one. Holy crap.
Yeah, that looked a little scary, but that's one of those moments where like we as the commentators were a little scared. I don't think Panda was as scared, so a little bit more familiar. Hard to say. That's when you like having the streams. But great stomp from Gahtzu. Gonna see those reactions in play, and it doesn't drop. That is like
that's so dumb.
It's like a trigger moment, right? Like some Falcon is like, oh yeah, and even the Sheiks out there are like, oh I know, it's not good.
Oh yeah, no, I've been hit by it all the time too. Like we've all been there. It's just every once in a while it's like, oh yeah, that move does do that, doesn't it? But so does knee. So drop zone knee, we get there.
Yeah, I remember, like, I don't know if it was Gravy or Gahtzu, but back when the kind of 20GX thing was happening, I can remember one of them sort of saying, like, hey, but what if Falcon just hit, like, a knee with every single tech chase? And that is
that's
still
not possible, and yes, it is.
Well, you know, we'll see. Obviously, it's a philosophy that Gahtzu has been working to kind of bring to life, and I think so far, like, the punishes have been quite strong. I love that falling up air. Definitely as
and then you get the new age ones with like Salt, who they're gonna hit you with 3 different wild things you've never seen before, and because of that, you're gonna DI out one of them at the worst time ever. Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh, gets a grab out of that. Okay. Got the edge cancel bear just to guarantee that you have that ledge secured.
This has been kind of an insane position. Once again, getting that ledge grab. How much can Panda get off of this, though? Like, this has sort of been the story of the set so far, is suddenly a moment that looks good just gets immediately answered back, and it happens time and time again. Oh my gosh.
And it's not like some of these sets where it's like, oh, it's just back to forth 0 to deaths. It's been a couple of those, but it's been also just like, oh, this is Gahtzu stock. It's going to take 30 seconds,
might be
but we get there.
stock. Yeah. Back and forth does the pendulum swing. We're going to game 3. I suspect it'll be on something like FD, maybe. Interested to see.
Depends on how Panda's feeling for the matchup. I think for a lot of people, FD. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to a smaller stage, though.
Yeah, I think
just because, like, I don't want Falcon to have that kind of room to run, but. Yeah, I was gonna say I feel something like an FOD, but I also wasn't sure if that was gonna be banned or not.
So I think it's best of 5, right? So there's no.
Oh, ban. Right, yes, best of 5. Duh.
You're in the ranked mode right now. You're like, there's bans on every single stage. But yeah,
I've played 100 sets of ranked in 3 days.
Oh my
I can't
God,
breathe.
So much, dude. But yeah, so you know that's an interesting choice. I know I played Scar a week ago or something like that. Basically, like, I randomly queued into Bobby Scar on Unranked, and then we just played, like, no exaggeration, like 30 sets. And one of the things I noticed, yeah, it was hype. It finally was like we'd been talking about playing for a while, and then it just like never happened. And then clearly he was like, "All right, we're doing this. It's like it's happening right now." So we played, and he had been talking about how his like tech chases were good. Actually, to Brandon, I think. And when I was playing Bobby on FD, I was like, oh my god, it sucks. Like, just gets a grab and kills me. And I feel like Gahtzu, again, one of those people that sort of like made a career off great tech chases. So not surprised to see Fountain.
You've been saying that, but oh my god, Panda's flying right now.
Yeah. I mean, I actually, like I said before, I thought the Panda would be the favorite. Kind of a player that's sort of like
slept on, but not for a good reason. It's like, I was listening to the previous comment to Trey and Billet. They were like, yeah, it feels like everyone's like, oh my god, who's Panda? And it's like, Panda's been here. Yeah. Panda's made these upsets so many. It's not an upset, especially on Gahtzu, where they have a fairly even record.
The thing that I always love is I have a couple friends that are like into Melee, but they're into it in like a I watch the top 8 kind of stuff. And so they'll tell me stuff like, oh, like, Leffen almost lost to this random DK. And I'm like, okay, like, Ringer's not like a random DK. He's like one of the DKs. And so Panda's like a good example. Like, there's some guy just like, Panda, he was doing pretty well. And I'll be like, oh, no, like, Panda's like an established player, you know, like, we know who that is. That's not just like...
I love hearing of Ringler as a random DK and the person who terrorizes my hotel room at a major.
Exactly. It really, like, it's like moments like that where they don't even really know like what they're saying, and I don't judge them. Like,
oh yeah, it's not their fault.
It is quite funny. I cannot get over like
if the edge guard. No.
If Gahtzu got that stock, that would be like the 3rd time this set.
Oh my god, that get-up attack was deadly. That was the worst angle for Panda to go. Gahtzu gets all of that from a get-up attack.
This is like just so insanely evenly matched. I can't get over it. But what is really holding Gahtzu back, and just as I say that, the platform really coming into play. If this was FD, it might have looked like a different setup. Just this percentage difference. Oh, but that's
oh my god!
No! Missing
no
the
way!
Ugh.
wild trade off the Firefox, and Panda makes it back.
It's one of those moments where, like, if that happened to me, I'd be like, man, that sucks. But also, I gotta hit those. I gotta hit that tech. Like, that's like a game-losing tech, you know? Like,
That's a good mentality to have. There
like
are a lot of people who are just like, oh, I should have hit this, and I didn't, and now I'm sad.
well, I would also,
like, all right, how do I learn from this?
There'd be some of that, but I think, like, okay, like, if a situation is pretty, like, explicit, where it's just like, ooh, nice. You know, like where it's like, okay, I'm about to hit a wall. It's not like some random kind of bonking thing. Like,
yeah.
Then you
know, like, oh, there's a very good chance I'm going to trade with Firefox here.
Yeah.
Like, so you can mentally prep. You're not full on reacting to it.
Also worth mentioning that now we're going to Battlefield. Not too kind of different, but still Panda's counter pick working out.
Honestly, between these two players, I feel like stage doesn't matter a whole ton.
Oh,
because it's so back and forth every single time.
I like, even though it ended up ultimately costing Gahtzu the stock, I like the decision to actually fade back on the up B rather than kind of go for the second hug. I think if he had done that, it would just be like over immediately, just because the hugging from Falcon repeatedly is not a good look usually. Can't just be coming up and hugging people. That's the thing we learned from this.
No, it's true.
Oh.
Personal space is important.
Remember if that was like a controller pod thing, like it was a back air, but like it seems like you'd go for down air there. This is looking rough.
Panda,
this is the first time.
This is the first like game with a super solid lead. Looks like Panda might be taking this 3-1. Oh, that drill or shine would have gotten it. Also, yeah, Panda wants to go to New York.
No kidding. Also,
Panda wants a chance to fight Zuppy here.
I talked about controller issues with Gahtzu, but Gahtzu is definitely on the Smashbox, so
yes,
not going to be an issue. Oh.
Whoa, that was weird.
Oh. This is moving so quickly. Once again, seeing the forward air and the pressure. Both of them just need a solid hit. 41, not a bad percent to be at versus Fox, though.
Just great call out with the stomp. I mean, I was saying this looked like Zuppy, or not Zuppy, this looks like Panda was going to make it to fight Zuppy, but Gahtzu's just lit up for the stock.
Yeah, really turning it around. Again, this set has been so close. Like,
and it's even. It's even. This is exactly what we were talking about. We just didn't believe. We didn't think they could do it another game.
But just somehow it seems like Panda always just in a slightly better spot, able to kind of edge.
One of the edge cancel in there. Drift? No.
Nice there. One more chance for cover.
Gotta clean it up. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Roll up on that ledge. You are one step closer to getting to Redemption Rumble. Not the last chance qualifier.